Welcome, Fantasy Degenerates. It's week 10, and wow, has it been a crazy past couple of weeks. We didn't do a video last week. Just to kind of recap that week 2 weeks ago, I do believe it was a record week for amount of trades and for free agents pickups and things. So the league is definitely the tightest it has ever been. We have pretty much 9 teams that are in full contention, and with that being said, it's
when's the last time there wasn't a frontrunner that was 8-1 or 7-2?
no, and it's made the league. I mean, everyone's a part of the league this year. I mean, I sound like a damn YMCA representative, but it's true.
Let's just give everybody a trophy.
Yeah, everyone, including Strack. Hey, by the way, welcome back, Strack, intern Strack. Like I said, this week what we're going to do, we're just going to break down basically the power rankings, 12 to 1, and kind of discuss what each team needs to be able to push yourself into the playoffs, or just create some havoc, and that meaning really the top 3. So I mean the bottom 3. So let's go ahead and start out by Kerry. So Ravi, what do you think about Kerry?
I mean, we have said it every week. Kerry's team on paper should be doing a hell of a lot better than 2-7.
Mm-hmm.
I have her finishing at 5-8, winning 3 out of the next 4 weeks with a full non-bye week schedule. Ray Rice has underperformed. Fact of the week: Nick Foles on Sunday threw for 7 touchdowns. He scored more fantasy points on Sunday than Ray Rice has all season. Who would have saw that coming?
No, that's depressing is what it is for Ray Rice.
But I think Kerry has a good future in front of her.
Yeah, I don't know about 2 or 3 wins. I really see just maybe one win coming. I think the only person right now, the only 2 people that you have on your team that's really been consistent is Des Bryant and Frank Gore. Really seeing that as it. So moving on, we have 11 as Kyle. What do you think about that?
Kyle, your team's pretty sorry, but you traded me Deshaun Jackson. I traded him back. We've been good trade partners this year. Chris Johnson has come on for you, and Deshaun Jackson's been playing well. Andy Dalton experiment hasn't gone well so far, but I think you have another couple wins left in you this season, but you will not be seeing the postseason.
I agree. Oscar Day Dildo, which I love. Yeah, I think the playoffs is out for everybody. The Chris Johnson, though, for some way you found the cure to him for him. So be it. So number 10, we move on to Brent Berry.
Brent Berry's a fighter,
He is, absolutely.
He's the bottom of the barrel. He said, "I'm tired of being talked about every week at the bottom." Mm-hmm. And we have a new career high in our league for points scored in a week.
Yeah. And who thought Brent Berry pulled that out?
Brent Berry, worst in our league.
Yeah.
I score 116 points. He beats me by 50. Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, good job for you, Brent. I hope you fucking a few people over because I hated it.
And I looked at your roster too, and I looked down and I said, "Who is M. James? Is that my cousin?" So I don't even know who the guy is, but he's scoring points for you. So you scored 160. However, I do think you're still a long shot at making the playoffs. I do put you in that bottom 3 as more of just raising havoc, kind of, in the league. And
that's what he wants.
Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better at this point than fucking people over.
So let's get on to the what we would consider the top 9. Real contenders to be able to be in playoff contention. We start out by number 9. He was 4-5 right now. Is Mark Davey.
Davey's done. That's all I have to say.
Well, I think the problem is, Mark, is that you keep on relying on Matt Ryan. This Honda Accord is not going to get you there, buddy. He was been consistent for you for the past couple of years when you picked him up, but not this year. It's done. And unless you make some kind of trade or pick up some kind of mystery quarterback or something, I see after this week pushing down to where that bottom 3 is at. So I think it is for you. So number 8, we have Mr. John Leck.
We've had so many conversations about John Leck. We both love him to make that playoff push.
Yep.
Eddie Lacy is becoming a top 5 pick next year.
Monster.
Absolute beast if you watch Monday night's game. But he has those pieces. He has Drew Brees at quarterback, who's guaranteed 25, 30 points a week, especially with Jimmy Graham at tight end.
And then with then Johnson with at receiver. I think Leck that big three is he has played one of the top big threes in the league, and
it's just too bad it happened this late in the season.
Yeah, but I still see him potentially making the playoffs, so he is a very legitimate threat. So we move on to number 7 is Strack, who is at 5-4, who did get a win, scoring 68 points this week against Matt. Rest in peace, Matt Stafford. So I don't know if did you not Matt Stafford, Rogers, whatever. Did you give the Irish blessing or something, or there you go. I appreciate that.
That is all.
That's for you, Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, Strack's team got a win. He's 5-4 at this point. After that 4-game losing streak, he's in trouble though because his running backs are sad.
Well, and I think part of this too, and Robbie, we've talked about this. I think that Strack intentionally sabotaged his team, beginning with the trade he made with me with the Peyton Manning. And from this point, I know that Strack is really kind of kicking himself for it. However, you know what? Strack is Irish, and who knows what the hell could happen. So we do have him at number 7. So now we start for who is really in the top 6, who I think that unless something goes dramatically wrong, we would really see making the playoffs at this point, is starting out with number 6 with Robbie being at 5-4.
Yeah, my problem is I'm on a 3-game losing streak. That's initially the problem. And then coming on Tom Brady bye week after a 40-point excursion last weekend. I'm kind of scared. I have John this week, and we just talked about how scary he is. So that's potentially putting me at 5-5, needing to win the next 2 out of the last 3 matchups. I think I could be on the outside looking in, but being that it's my team, making the Bolden and Eric Decker moves, I think I barely squeak in at the 6th spot.
And if you are replaced, I do think that that's going to be by John. One of the biggest pickups that I think and I think he is one of the most surprised in the league, kind of like a Peyton Hillis type guy, is Stacy from the St. Louis Rams.
He's my keeper, so nobody traded for him.
Yeah, he's turned up huge for Robbie, which I think is going to maintain him there in that 6th spot. So move on to number 5. 5 is Matt. Matt, you were the top elite in the league. That is before Monday night, and I'm sorry, buddy, but I do think that one thing that has happened is your pickup with the trade with Nick this week, with getting Phillip Rivers and dropping Fred Jackson is going to help you. So
yeah, it hurts losing Fred Jackson because Spiller hasn't been what we thought he would be this year. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, getting Phillip Rivers with Aaron Rodgers out for the next 3 or 4 weeks with clavicle, it couldn't be a better replacement you could ask for. Yeah. Great trade on both parts. I think Nick also got good return for that. So, I think Matt's comfortably in the playoffs at this point.
Well, and if you do make the playoffs, I don't think it's going to last probably too long.
Depends on Rodgers.
Well, they said Rodgers actually is out for 6 weeks, but I do think that Rivers is going to stay consistent for you, scoring points. That's if the Chargers make it into the playoffs. So we move down.